Hey yo, what is up? This is not a newbie, back again, coming to you live with yet another stream. And it's good. It's good to be back and streaming and heading back into sort of like the, I guess, the React meta that everybody seems to love. We have some content. I think it's probably you guys are probably going to enjoy checking out. So this is gonna be a fun stream to do. But I hope you all had a fun Memorial Day. Yeah, it was. I was crazy busy today. I did a lot of stuff outside. I did like my full workout, and then I went and cut grass. Chilled a little bit, did some family things, and then went out and helped my dad move some what do they call some logs that he was chopping for firewood. That was pretty fun. So yeah, and then we went and played baseball some more, and I rolled my ankle, which is sweet. So walking only hurts a little bit. It's not even though it sounds like something that would be like absolutely terrible and horrific. Another fun thing I did over the weekend was I cut down on I basically wrapped up the seasons on most of the 1 hour long shows that I've been watching, so now I only have like 30-minute shows on my docket. But I don't know if you guys care about the shows that I'm watching, so you guys are gonna have to ask if you guys want that. And as usual, I am playing a song by the one, the only Cemental, my brother. He's a fire producer. This is Isaiah Rashad and Reason type beats that he made. It's free for profit if you guys need a beat to use. Even though I kind of want this to be my like my trademark intro music, because I feel like it'd be fun to have like some like trademark intro music. And hopefully they don't. Hopefully Warner Music Group doesn't like try and copy strike on my streams that have this song in it, because the last time I think it was like the stream before last where I played this song, they went and struck it because they thought it was a different song. They thought it was one of theirs. But anyways, let's just like get into it, because we have a bunch of stuff on hand to get to. This is something uploaded by Law and Nerd Clips. This is, I guess, a panel, and they're saying Johnny Depp case will come down to jury selection. Now, this is before a lot of the stuff that we heard now and a lot of things that we've seen went down. So this is even with limited information, I suppose. Them saying that the Johnny Depp case will come down to jury selection. I doubt they feel the same way.
This case definitely comes down to jury selection. I think a normal jury 3-1 rules in his favor, but maybe not high on damages, because of his other behavior, there is an argument that he would have, and he's not clear on whether he would have done the Disney deal anyway, on terms of
that
Pirates
was
of the Caribbean
unfortunate.
6.
I thought where he said, "No, I just wouldn't." I mean, I was like, Johnny,
yeah. I gotta say, Robert, I actually fell for your whole lizard brain perspective, and I've been pitching that the lizard brain of the jury is going to be, we love Johnny, we hate Amber, and this bitch has basically falsely assumed the mantle of the leader of the Me Too movement by claiming all this stuff.
Yeah,
and she's actually harmed women by basically being Jussie Smollett of the Me Too movement.
Yo, that's a good take. That's pretty accurate.
Her in an 8-figure range, meaning more than 10 million. And
yeah, I agree with all that. I say about 75% random jury, 75% chance Johnny gets a $10 million plus verdict in his favor. She gets nothing.
I don't think they're going to go that high.
Say it again.
I think they should. I just don't think they will.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, his damages claims are just real attenuated, but there's no question that if they dislike what she did, they'll hit her with something substantial.
Yeah.
And since he's asking for 100,
how substantial
that makes 10 million seem reasonable. It's weird how that works, but
he's asking for 50. She's asking for 100.
Oh,
countersuit.
I didn't know that. She's the one asking for 100.
That's funny.
Oh my
gosh. Her reasoning was because he asked for 50, so she should ask for twice as much.
Right,
that's her quote.
Have any of you guys ever had a client like her? I've had one or two that are
that's
crazy.
Okay, so one thing to keep in mind if you guys are not familiar with these individuals is they're all lawyers. and I think most of them have their own YouTube channels. But Rakita Law is like kind of like the biggest one of them all, and so or Rakita, I think actually. And so Rakita Law will have them on as guests. So these are all lawyers here. So it's very interesting to see a lawyer's perspective on this legal case.
She's
BJLL reacts.
mimicking him so much. It
Said in the
reminds me
chat,
of like a very
saucy.
old Seinfeld episode where like Jerry got like Elaine a gift of like $182, so George got a gift of $91. It's like, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Oh, completely. I mean, if people are getting a crash course that women behave this way. I mean, most people that certain categories of women behave this way.
Oh yeah,
that
women
there are
do behave this way,
women,
but most people don't.
That the women
talk
are
about
abusers. That they run. I mean, Johnny's great advantage is he's got this on tape. Right. He's got all of her making, nobody's going to believe you, Johnny. You're such a coward, Johnny. Yeah, I had to fight you, John. I had to fight because you're, all this stuff. And Johnny, to his credit, delivered on the stand. Now, I can tell you from focus groups in the past, like we did with Snipes and otherwise, jurors tend to disbelieve actors. So that's the only X factor. That they assume that anything, but the key is that he didn't get tripped up, and I feel
like this is like very equal because they both are actors, right? So I feel like wouldn't that like balance? Wouldn't they balance each other out?
Did anywhere other than on damages? I thought he weakened his claim, but other than on damages, I thought he and he obviously loves. When I saw Nick tweet out, heard that the Rottenborn, I thought he meant he heard something from this guy that's a rotten. I was like, hold on a second. No, he's referencing Amber Heard, and that the lawyer's
if
your last name is Rottenborn as a lawyer, don't you petition to change your last name?
Yeah, I would.
Something. Yeah.
So yeah, but
I think it's one thing. It's like, it makes it even more impactful and comedic and hilarious that it's specifically Amber Heard. Like Amber Heard's lawyer. Like if any old lawyer named Rottenborn, I don't think that people would be like throwing a fit. They're like, oh, her last name is Rottenborn? What? But like the fact that it's like Amber Heard's lawyer is like,
normal jury, this all comes down to jury selection. Normal jury, Johnny wins, gets something. And in Johnny's view,
interesting.
Just
because I've heard some people, I've heard lots of, well, not lots of people, I've heard quite a few people be like, men never win these cases, so he's gonna lose. But his whole point was to like prove to the world that he didn't do anything, and he has proven to the world that he hasn't done anything, and his reputation will be back, and he'll be able to get jobs again.
Enough because that restores his reputation in Hollywood.
Well, don't you know that's the whole process? I mean, the whole point of this is to air this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Just men. Okay, just a f***ing sausage party. Like, endlessly. 5 feet apart, I hope? Yeah, of course, dude. What? We're not gay, dude. Obviously, 5 feet apart.
What?
But no, it's awesome. Because, I take Sundays off. I play basketball. I sit out in the sun. I have, like, a nice little meal. And then we just sit in the pool, and we have fun. We tan our balls. we tan our balls with the Tucker Carlson heat lamp. I just got my branded Tucker Carlson ball sack heat lamp. It's pretty poggers. Okay, shit's popping off big time.
The animation's great.
Just men.
That's good. That's awesome. That's great. This is a fun YouTube channel.
In the U.S., there's been an uproar in recent days about the Department of Homeland Security setting up what they call a disinformation governance board. This has been mostly a Fox World story. It could come up earlier today on CNN State of the Union, but I don't think people know what it is and what it isn't. And there's just been a lot of
I don't know. That was not mostly when the disinformation board was showing up. That was not mostly a that was not like exclusively a Fox News story. Like that was reverberating all across the country on all different a bunch of different outlets and platforms.
What is this all about?
Aware of it, and I think the first thing is that it's a board, exactly as we say. It is meant to bring together people to coordinate a lot of the efforts inside of DHS. That means law enforcement, that means emergency services like FEMA. They've all been doing counter disinformation efforts for a while to give us accurate information about human rights abuses.
What? That's completely different than what it is that they're saying, because like it sounds like the government. So what she's saying is essentially the government's been like trying to vet whether that information is true so that they can go and publicly be like, hey, yo, there are these human rights abuses that are happening in these countries. That's very different than an entire disinformation board that's specifically designed to basically be like, it sounds like they're trying to be the fact checkers of the internet is what it sounds like it is. And she's also, the funny thing is like, she's like, oh, it's just a board that's involving the government and FEMA and the DHS and like all of like the big government departments you don't like. It's including all of those, but it's just a board. It's just a board. Why are you scared? It's fine.
FEMA, they've all been doing counter disinformation efforts for a while to give us accurate information about human rights abuses, but also about disasters and where people can get assistance. So coordinating that activity, making it speak with one voice, and being a stronger advocate to tech companies.
Also, I think the funny thing about this is it sounds like what she's describing could like most easily be created by just like making a Twitter account instead of like crafting some crazy board. It just sounds like they need a PR unit is what it sounds like, to be like, hey, human rights abuses are bad, in case y'all didn't know. And then they can roll with that. Like, they don't need this whole like disinformation board to handle all that for them.
And engaging the public and academia, that's really what they're after.
Yeah, right.
But that sounds like common sense. But when I Google this, all I see is like Joe Biden's Ministry of Truth, and they're going to steal, there's this incredible backlash to something that sounds like basic government bureaucracy.
It is basic government bureaucracy
and
around the world, what we're asking for governments to do is to
though.
step up more and to play a bigger role in advocating for people.
But when I Google this, all I see is like Joe Biden's Ministry of Truth.
That's such a strange video.
Let's continue. What is this? Melena was talking about you?
It's a Lambo. I know so many streamers who has super fancy cars and they're not telling people about it because they don't want people to hate them.
Yeah, me.
Why would I tell anyone if I got a Lambo?
Yeah. Hassan tells like nobody about his cars at all. He keeps them like super secret. He doesn't like so much as like make a YouTube video about it. No.
Are you kidding me? Has Hassan told you about his Bentley yet?
You, dude. Oh God. Yeah, I have a secret Bentley.
Or wait, is it just a Taycan?
Why would I buy a Bentley? If I was gonna buy, guys, I'll tell you right now, if I were to ever buy a secret car, it would be that Lambo SUV. It's so gnarly. She later said she regretted that joke. Yeah, I'm sure people will literally clip that and then use that as to be like, he has a Bentley. But if I were to buy like an actual secret car, dude, I'm literally so Middle Eastern, it sucks. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, interesting.
It is literally a part of my genetic haplogroup. It is an epigenetic memory that unlocks the moment I'm around something gaudy and gauche and garish. Okay, it's just like I love G-Wagons and I love the Lamborghini SUV. Okay, I think they're
Lamborghini
sick.
SUV.
They're
I didn't even know that. Hold on,
they're filthy.
wait.
They're so expensive.
I didn't even know that there was a Lamborghini SUV. What is this? Okay. I mean, this guy is like kind of a man of taste in like everything except for like ideology. So, this is not bad. I mean, I would still take a Tesla over this, but yeah. I don't know. There's a very short list of cars that I actually want to own. I know there's some people who can easily be like, oh yeah, I want like this car and that car and this car and that car, but like for me it's just like, I don't know, like a few cars. How many cars do you need to want? In the cars that like I feel like I would want would be like, they'd be like for like very specific things, even to the point where like I don't know, I feel like a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid would be a really good like all-purpose machine, because if you need to go somewhere that's like long distance, you can use gas, But if you live like locally and you do a lot of things locally, and you live somewhere near there are lots of charging stations that work, you know, that are either free or cost less than gas, like why not just like use that? And with the plug-in hybrid, then you get like the flexibility of that. And you can even get like plug-in hybrids that aren't even that expensive. Like I think like there's like a Ford has one. It's like a Ford Focus plug-in hybrid that's like just like 20 or 30K if you get it like used or whatever. So it's not even like, I feel like people are like, oh, if you want an electric car, you need to get like a Tesla. And it's like, no, you can get like an electric vehicle that's like so much more affordable than a Tesla.
But for some reason, there's just something within me that fires up when I see it. What is this? Peepo hoodie? What is it? She's exposing me?
I'm leaking my DMs. I'm leaking my DMs. I'm leaking my text messages. I'm leaking my text messages because Hassan is such a boomer. I said, please reply to my Twitter DM or I will not be your friend.
He literally looks like he's just like, oh no, dude. Like they're actually getting leaked. Like,
and he replies with a photo of himself that says, LOL, my bad. It's like my dad on the front.
The funny thing is he looks like really embarrassed. Like if you go back.
My bad.
Like he looks like really embarrassed, but it's actually not a bad like text at all. I thought it was gonna be like a lot worse than that for some reason.
That's like my dad on the front-facing camera. He said, too busy sitting
I mean, that's why I did that.
alone at home on a Friday night, trying not to die of boredom. Well, you shouldn't.
I'm tired of people exposing you for clout. What do you mean? I love Cutie Cinderella. Are you kidding me? We're friends.
Dude, like I wish somebody would exploit you for clout. Not like physically, but just like socially, like on the internet.
She's you know.
You shouldn't have gone to Coachella and gotten COVID, you hippie liberal. That'll get him.
I told her just everything that I've told you guys many times over as well. We're just like, I don't think I got it at Coachella because the incubation period for Omicron, like these variants that are going around, is 2 to 4 days, and I had already been like 8 days out of Coachella at that point. Oh. But having said that, you know, I'll go along with the memes. I'll be like, yeah, I got COVID-chella. I got the influenza strain. Who cares, you know? Even you did, who cares? You had fun. You took precautions. Yeah, I mean, exactly. And plus, I'm all right. Like, hey, if you,
and that's how COVID works. Like, you know, I don't know. You know, especially now that COVID's been out for a while, pretty much everyone's had it, and they have immunity to at least to like one strain.
Said in the chat. Example, you helped launch the Danielle Lord exposing video.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel like I think with that instance, I sort of did unleash a beast. Now, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about the Daniel Lord bad meta, because it is true that like he's like not like the best person, and like there's a lot of like bad information about him, and he's like just not cool. Would be like a way to put it charitably. At the same time, it's very like it can very quickly be like a hate vortex where it's like we could be like more hateful than he is, and just like continually bashing him for no reason.
In the chat,
again, I think this is like an example of this. Like DJ Ella reacts literally in the chat said we have another exposing video. Now, if he's doing new things, I guess it's fair and valid. But I'm not gonna like sit here and talk about Daniel Lord all day just because he keeps on being dumb. Because you know, if something comes across my desk or whatever, or if like you guys are like, oh, cover this guy because he did something stupid, or like talk about this thing, or talk about this guy, I'll be like, okay, fine, but there's only so many times that I'm going to cover the same person over and over again. I feel like at this point, and I looked at Daniel Lord's YouTube channel. It's let me double check again. But I mean, the last time I saw, it seemed like fairly stagnant. I think that if we keep on, yeah, it's stagnant. He hasn't really grown. If anything, he's like shrunk a little bit. So if we keep on talking about Daniel Lord, all it's going to do is like slow down his demise. Like he'll peter out, people figure out what he's done, they'll find our videos. We don't need to keep on making new ones. Now if you guys want to, you know, that's fine, that's your prerogative, but I'm just like, for me, it's just like It's like beating a dead horse. How much blood do I want splattered across my face? You know? I mean, my glasses are already dirty. Like there's like I feel like there's just like, at a certain point there's like no need.
So,
anyways, here's some interesting news.
Batwoman. Batwoman, the wokest of the woke shows, ruined the character of Hush in like episode 1 or in like episode 9 of Batwoman.
I don't know who Hush
that was
is.
during the Ruby Rose run. This show should have never made it past one season, given that Ruby Rose left the show, and carrying it on with a character that was not comics canon was always a bad idea. And when you look at the numbers, like it's really funny. Like when you look at the numbers that the show does, Tim does that on like an average night with like far less overhead.
Remember, Tim is bigger than CNN Plus.
This is true.
That's true. That's true.
Said in the
Can you
chat.
explain to me what
Dirty
this
glasses.
It's a very
What
bad
did you do,
CW superhero show.
You want to know what I did to get these dirty glasses? Okay. What I did was I took these glasses, right? I took these glasses and I leave them out on the nightstand every night, and then I never clean them. So what happens is like night by night, more dust gets on them and it never goes away. So it just gets worse and worse until it's dirty. And that's just like how my glasses get dirty.
Starring Javicia Leslie.
That's a very boring story, but it's true. It's true. And that's how it works. I need to do better with that.
Who's actually a fantastic actress. It's just, it's the CW, and they haven't really made a good show for superhero stuff since like the early seasons of Arrow back in like the...
No, Superman and Lois is solid. That show is really good. And I've heard that Supergirl is kind of improved. I don't know if it's good yet, but I've heard that's kind of improved.
Mid-2000s.
What about that one that Jared Padalecki is in?
That was super. Well, he was in
Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois. Yeah.
You know why I know his name? Because he was on Gilmore Girls.
Because he was on Gilmore Girls. So basically, this show was not. It's not good. It wasn't good. It was never going to be good. None of the later shows were, because they got increasingly more agenda driven with the writing. Even
I had
Legends
no idea
of
why
Tomorrow,
the
which
shows
did
went
go
bad.
that way, still had better writing than this did, and that got canceled. As
Yeah,
well.
I've heard Legends
This
of
all
Tomorrow
connects
was the one
into
that stayed the
fact
best for longest.
CW
That
these
stayed
are
good for
DC
longest.
characters. DC is Warner. Warner is Warner Discovery. Warner Discovery is David Zaslav, who is currently slicing and dicing his way through the corporate budget.
He's got a machete and he's just going through the jungle.
And it stinks because I think that I would have rather liked to see, instead of the CU like TV universe get like bulldozed, I think I would have rather seen it just like be improved. So like, because I think that like the idea of having all these different characters in a television universe is rather neat, but just don't make it be so bad, please.
Yes, yeah, that is exactly what he's doing. And if you are the weeds of like not profitable material, you are getting sliced out of the budget.
Babe.
So I do feel bad for her. I do think that she pandered heavily to the woke demographic. That's fine. That's her business.
Should have pandered to Scientology.
Then it would have been fine. So
yeah, I don't know. There's only so much interest that you can get me to have in the Batwoman Legends of Tomorrow stuff. Like it's great, it's just fun to laugh about, but it's just like it's kind of boring. But anyways, I've wanted to react to this for a while. This is
that was pretty fantastic. One more time for President Biden, please.
I've heard that this is actually good.
That was really great. I got a promise I will not be going to jail. I'll switch things up now. Let's see how we do this. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys good? Everyone good? First of all, thank you so much, Steve.
Also, I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about that Frohawk, though. What do you guys think of the Frohawk?
Mr. President, First Lady, members of the media, and all the men relieved that Ronan Farrow isn't here tonight. It is my great honor to be speaking tonight at the nation's most distinguished super spreader event. No, for real, people, what are we doing here? Let's be honest, what are we doing? Like, did none of you learn anything from the Gridiron Dinner? Nothing, huh? Do you read any of your own newspapers? I mean, I expect this from Sean Hannity, but the rest of you, what are you doing here? You guys spent the last 2 years telling everyone the importance of wearing masks and avoiding large indoor gatherings. Then the second someone offers you a free dinner, you all turn into Joe Rogan, huh? I mean, Dr. Fauci dropped out. That should have been a pretty big sign. Yeah. Fauci thought it was too dangerous to come tonight. Pete Davidson thinks it's okay.
Okay, it's fair because I mean Fauci and Pete Davidson have two like very different judgments on things. You know, they're still not the best judgments, but they're the very, very different sides of the spectrum.
All right then. Now, for those who don't know me, my name is Trevor Noah, and I'm really honored to be here. Honestly, you know, because you could have picked any comedian, you could have invited anyone, but you went with the South African variant. Very on theme. I appreciate that. And COVID risk aside, can I just say how happy I am that this event is happening again for the first time in 3 years. Yeah. And the truth is, I want us all to have a good time tonight. So please, everyone relax. You know, I know everyone in this room is worried about who catches you laughing at what, but just chill, just chill. We're celebrating, we're out. You know, get comfortable. Not too comfortable, Jeffrey Toobin. Not too comfortable.
He's there.
You know what? No, don't ooh him, bunch of haters. You know what? So what, Jeffrey? You made a mistake. You whipped it out in front of your coworkers. That's the first step to winning a Grammy for Comedy Album of the Year. You're halfway there, my friend. You don't let the haters stop you. We all come back from mistakes.
That's good. That's good.
Now you might have noticed
that's a reference to Louis C.K. by the way, who made Better Things, which is like one of the best shows that FX has ever made.
Stop you. We all come back from mistakes. Now you might have noticed I'm going to be telling some jokes tonight. But I want you to understand, I am not here to tear anybody down, okay? Yeah,
he's only here to roast people. Big difference.
I might roast you gently, you know, like a pair of testicles on a Tucker Carlson special, but I'm not doing this just for the attention, all right? I'm a comedian, not Kirsten Sinema, all right? And by the way, give it up for Kirsten Sinema. Whoever thought we'd see the day in American politics when a senator could be openly bisexual but closeted Republican, huh? That's progress. That's progress. And yes, I know a lot of you are worried, and yes, it is risky making jokes these days, you know? I mean, we all saw what happened at the Oscars. I've actually been a little bit worried about tonight. I won't lie, you know? I was like, what if I make like a really mean joke, you know, about like Kellyanne Conway, and then her husband rushes up on the stage and thanks me?
Yes, because he would thank her.
Stay calm.
He would thank her that happened.
Because it is exciting to be here, even though some people don't think this dinner should even exist, as you said, Mr. President, you know? Because some people think this shows that the media is too cozy with politicians. But what those people don't understand is that you guys have integrity. You would never allow personal connections to affect your ability to be good journalists. Isn't that right, Chris Cuomo? Where is Chris, by the way? Is he here? Couldn't make it? Oh, by the way,
I think that's like too funny for all the media to laugh because they're like, ooh, that definitely applies to only him.
Before we really get going, a few quick announcements. Anyone here who is a Democrat in a swing district, I've been asked to remind you not to hand your resume to the cable news execs at your table until after the event, please. Thank you very much. Also, a quick note before people order their Ubers home tonight, Governor Greg Abbott is generously providing free buses for the Telemundo table. Very classy, very classy. But man, what a room this is, huh? Look at this room. Everyone is here tonight. We've got politicians, huh? We've got the media, we've got celebrities, basically anyone who's been to Jeffrey Epstein's island. This is an exclusive event. In fact, coming in, I heard Meghan McCain telling the bouncer, "Do you know who my father was?" And they were like, "You have a ticket, you can just come in." But she insisted on telling them who her father was anyway. And I'll tell you, as somebody coming from Africa, I mean, I've just got to say, this is so exciting, you know, to be at this swanky party full of Washington's most powerful
DJ
people.
LL reacts.
You know, it's not as exciting
Said
as Madison Hawthorne made it sound, but still very sexy.
McKenna's
very,
way.
very sexy.
Said in the chat.
Many big names here
Okay,
tonight.
I have 5
one of my
minutes.
favorites, Ron DeSantis is here. Yeah. Oh man, I'm actually surprised.
I love how like it switched like Ron DeSantis to Rhonda Sanchez.
Yeah, one of my favorites, Ron DeSantis is here. Yeah. Oh man, I'm actually surprised that he found the time. You know, he's been so busy trying to outmaneuver Trump for 2024. I see you, Ron. I see you, Flair. Yeah, I've seen what you've been doing. Blaming Trump for the lockdowns, distancing yourself from the vaccines that Trump created with his own 2 hands.
Yep, that's fair.
Nobody knew how to make vaccines until I made them. Beautiful, beautiful vaccines.
McKenna's
Nobody knew how.
Said in the chat.
Not even
Ron
Fauci.
DeSantis. DJLL reacts.
But Ron.
Said in the chat. I have a letter from DeSantis
Ron
and
is
Scott
playing it
both.
coy, man.
Oh.
He won't even tell people
Did you what did it say?
if he got the booster. Yeah. Or as they say in Florida, don't ask, don't tell. Am I right? I see you, Ron. You see, what I like about Ron DeSantis is like if Trump was the original Terminator, DeSantis is like the T-1000. You know, you're smarter than him. You're slicker than him. You can walk down ramps. Yeah. Because you see, no, Trump said he won the election, but everyone was just able to...
I think was it I forget which president. I think there's a current president somewhere in the world who like is having trouble going up ramps. I think of like some like first world country.
Way. Said in the chat. I don't know who DeSantis is upside down face.
First you ban the math textbooks.
You don't know who Ron DeSantis is? Oh, okay. He's so basically he's like a the Republican like right-wing governor of Florida. He is known for being very outspoken. He actually is one of the few governors who actually makes a lot of moves in doing policy, because I think a lot of governors sort of sit on their hands.
DJLL reacts.
More
Said in the
than
chat. It was because of a test I did so good on the statewide assessment.
But basically, Ron DeSantis is a governor in Florida, very conservative, very Republican. I don't know. Basically, he just enacts a lot of policies that Republicans talk about but don't actually do. Things like abortion bans, banning like the groomer stuff out of school curriculums. Things like, you know, not having all these crazy lockdowns in policies and whatnot. He's very much like he's very much like an executive action type dude who's just like, I'm just gonna make all these things happen in the state so that our state will be like super free and open and wild and whatever. Like, I think they like certain types. Yeah, there are other things I think that he did too. But like he's one of the most accomplished governors that I've seen in a long time as far as like enacting change while in office. So that's pretty much who Ron DeSantis is. DJL said it was because of a test I did so good on the statewide. Oh, that's so cool.
DJLL reacts.
That's really cool.
Said in the chat.
Don't say gay bill.
Don't say gay bill. That's the word.
No, it's the Parental Rights Act. I think is what it's called. That's like the actual name. Because don't say gay is just like in a colloquialism that's created by people who don't like the bill, because it's not even in the bill. It doesn't say anything about like saying gay or anything like that. Like, you could still say gay. Yeah, that's actually why you saw a rash of all these like the blue-haired like feminist types on TikTok. There are a bunch of teachers being like, "Oh, you guys signed the Don't Say Gay bill? Okay, I'm gonna go on TikTok and say gay, and then like they ended up like still like being fine and not getting fired, because guess what? You can still say gay even under the apparently Don't Say Gay bill. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Then nobody knows how to count the votes. Boom, my man. Ha ha ha. What a room.
McKenna's way. Said in the chat.
Are you kidding me?
Oh wait, I think I may have heard of
Jose
him.
Andres is
From
joining
what
us
I
here
know,
tonight.
he's kind of nutty.
Yeah, I like his stances, but I think that he's the kind of guy, I think when he's like if he was to become president, he would expand the government way more than I would be comfortable with it being, because he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna make the government do this and this and this.
Reacts.
Like
said in the chat.
He is
I am disappointed he's the governor.
He's like he has good intentions and he has good policy ideas, but I think that the sorts of policies that he wants and needs should really be designated to people who are like below him, rather than him just like signing things to just like be however they want because he wants them to be that way. Cause like, I don't know, I'm just picturing, imagine if he's president, right? And then he's sitting there in the Oval Office signing all these legislations being like, you can't say gay things in public schools or like preschool like TV channels. And then like going through and like
McKenna's way.
I don't know.
In the chat.
I think he's
One
just
of
the
my
kind of
favorite
guy who like
politicians is Bernie Sanders.
He's the kind of guy who like when he's president, he will cause the government to like really overreach. Now he's the type of guy that like the religious right would like, because he does appeal to the more heavy-handed legislative morality type things that they align with. But I am not a big fan of that because I'm only on board with theocracy. So insofar as like God has directly spoken to people and been like, yo, you're the king now. But like he hasn't done that in a few thousand years, so I don't think that's how we should roll.
Said in the chat, McKenna, can we confirm Carla is weirder than me?
One of my favorite U.S. politicians is Bernie Sanders. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of a socialist, so that already is like an L. But then on top of that, from what I heard, he seemed to kind of just like bow to like the Democratic Party after they like rigged it, the well, I don't know if they rigged it or not, but like after he ended up not winning the nomination that one time and he ran again, he sort of like softened his stances. Because I think the biggest appeal of Bernie Sanders is that like he didn't change his policies, but then he kind of ended up changing his policies and softening his stance. And now I think that's kind of why he's a has-been, because who pays attention to Bernie Sanders? Nobody. He got killed by the sitting in the cold with the mittens meme. So I think that that Bernie Sanders is kind of toast. DJ L says, McKenna, can we confirm that Carla is weirder than me? I would say no. But no, I from what I hear of Carla's probably weirder than you.
Give it up for him, people. My good friend in the room. Whenever there's a disaster anywhere in the world, Chef Jose is there, which I guess is why he's sitting at the CNN table tonight. Now, of course, the real reason that it's such an honor to be here tonight is that we all get to be in the same room as the most powerful man in the United States. So let's give it up for Joe Manchin, everybody. Where is he? Is he there? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. No, for real, Mr. President. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having.
I didn't know that he was the most powerful man in the world. I thought it was the Chinese president. That's who I thought.
Having me here. You know, I was a little confused about why me, but then I was told that you get your highest approval ratings when a biracial African guy is standing next to you, so... so let me just say, Joe, I'm glad that I could do my part, and hopefully this will work.
It's not working.
Actually him, I just did the voice.
I think like the guy over there who's like sitting in the middle, just like, oh, I didn't know that wasn't actually Barack Obama. Yeah. Even though I don't see race, I didn't know.
I'm not actually him. I just did the voice.
McKenna's way said in the chat.
More importantly,
yeah, Bernie Sanders is too old to like be president or anything, but I think he's a good-hearted person who has some good policies as far as stances on personal freedoms.
No, I don't agree, because like, okay, Bernie Sanders is too old to be president, agreed, just like Joe Biden. He is a good-hearted person, I suppose. Yeah, that's fair. Good policies? No. His policies are bad. As far as stances on personal freedom, no. I think that Bernie Sanders' policies and personal freedoms go together about as well as like sour cream, mayonnaise, and root beer. It just doesn't, they do not like, they don't harmonize. Being a socialist and being in favor of personal freedoms are two like very different things. So, for example, is Bernie Sanders pro-gun control? Does he want to legislate that like hate speeches? He want to like make? Does he want to criminalize hate speech? These are the types of things that limit personal freedoms. So it's hard. It's really, really, really hard, if not impossible, to find someone with socialist policies who's in favor of enhancing personal freedoms. Even Tulsi Gabbard, who in I think was it the 2020 election? I can't remember if she ran in 2020 or 2016. But Tulsi Gabbard, she was my favorite candidate when they all were running, primarily because she wanted to ban abortion from the third trimester on a federal level, which is a good move. But even then, she is not. And she is not someone who's like in favor of personal freedoms. She has some other good policies, but she supports the UBI, which is like a socialist policy. And she also is, I think, like in favor of like some gun control measures and different things. So it is really, really hard to find a socialist or even socialist adjacent politician who's in favor of personal freedoms. Like I've said before, I need to go
Mr.
back
Pizza
and find this clip.
Newbie.
I need to go back and find this clip, and then like put it on the clip channel. But I have a rant, and it basically to the effect of politicians do not care about you. And I explained why, I explained how. You know, I don't really feel like rehashing it here because I'm kind of tired, to be honest. But yeah, no. It's really hard to find a politician who has good stances on personal freedoms. Part of it, I think, is because they're politicians. Oh, hey, what's up, Mr. Pizza? Hey, Linux, what's poppin'?
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden is here, everybody. Give it up for her. You know, interesting fact, even as First Lady, Dr. Biden continued her teaching career. Yeah, the first time a presidential spouse has ever done so. Ever. Congratulations. Now, you might think it's because she loves teaching so much, but it's actually...
It's actually because she wanted to teach us what elder abuse looks like.
Because she's still paying off her student debt. I'm sorry about that, Jill. Yeah, I guess you should have voted for Bernie.
No, I think she should have voted for Joe Biden because Joe Biden said that he would cancel student debt.
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, I sent you something to react to in the reaction requests part of your server.
Okay, I'll do that once I finish
this. It's nice to once again have a president who's not afraid to come to the White House Correspondents' Dinner and hear jokes about himself. I'll be honest. If you didn't come, I totally would have understood. Yeah, because these people have been so hard on you, which I don't get. I really don't. I think ever since you've come into office, things are really...
I moved my my ankle again, which I rolled while I was playing baseball today.
Which I don't get. I really don't. You know, I think ever since you've come into office, things are really looking up. You know, gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything. No, it really has been a tough first year for you, Mr. President.
Said in the chat,
and surely you
I'll hook you up with stuff to react to tonight. No worries, no graphic gay butt sex.
Good.
You know?
Good.
It's going to be an interesting time.
Because I'm not into that.
And as you all know, President Biden's lack of a filter does get him into hot water sometimes. You know, last month he caused a huge international incident.
Said in the chat, by the way, so sorry about all the gun violence happening in your country. Sending thoughts and prayers from Canada. Region letter U, region letter S, region letter C, region letter A.
Thanks, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you sending your thoughts and prayers.
Mr. Pizza
from Canada.
I assume you'll react to stuff in the order they were sent in, correct?
Oh, let me see. I think that the thing is, McKenna, is that let me pull this up. Let me pull this up to make sure that I let's see, because I found a good source on this as I was using my phone, and I think I found it. Okay, here. So if you look at there was a good thing in this page about stats, which hold on, I can throw that into the chat there so you guys can check this out. But let me see. Okay, here's a really good sentence in here that you guys. Oh, I flipped the wrong thing. Okay, here's a really good sentence in here that you guys should check out. So, let's see here. So we have, the countries with the highest total gun deaths. We have the United States in second place. We're kind of lagging behind there. But if you look in here, firearm related death rate, you do see, where's the United States? You see it's over here. So we're kind of like in the pack here. Not like number one, and very, very far away from like ones that are like a lot higher, like El Salvador, Venezuela, and Honduras, which are famously capitalistic countries. But one thing that's interesting is this little note here. Let's see here. There are a couple things. So we have here this one section which says gun-related violence occurs all over the world, including to a lesser extent countries in which guns are legal. However, out of the estimated 250,000 and 227 gun-related deaths worldwide in 2019, 65.9% occurred in just 6 countries: Brazil, the United States, Venezuela, Mexico, India, and Colombia. Gun deaths are considered an epidemic in the United States, which leads the world in civilian gun ownership by many people, particularly those on the left side of the political spectrum. Now, another thing here is, okay, it says here, gangs are much less of an issue in the United States, yet is second only to Brazil in the list of total gun deaths. Many people understandably assume the high number of gun deaths in the United States is due to mass shootings, which receive frequent attention from the media. In truth, mass shootings account for only a small percentage of gun deaths in the United States. Rather, 2/3, 63% of gun deaths in the US in 2019 were suicides. So I think that one thing that's important to remember in the case of all these things, and I think that pointing out these stats like this does nothing to give hope to the individuals who, or I mean, it doesn't do much to sort of like bring comfort to the people who have died from gun violence. But what it does is I think it should give some comfort to the rest of the country, because the news media does want you to be scared and fearful. They do want you to be like, oh no, this mass shootings are like such an epidemic that happen all the time. There are a fair amount of mass shootings, especially if you count in gang related violence. However, the amount of like people like per year who actually like die of mass shootings in comparison to other causes of death are actually not as much as like other causes of death that you would find. And when it comes to gun violence, so you could frame the thing as like, oh, like, mass shootings are bad, we need to tackle those. Okay, fair. But if you're going to take a look at the mass shootings and see like, man, gun violence is through the roof. Well, no, the vast majority of gun violence is actually suicide. So I think that like from the perspective of people who are outside looking in, who are not connected to these shootings, I think that should give us some comfort, because, you look at Texas, right? It's been several years since any mass shooting like that has happened in that state. Sit back, think about the last time a mass shooting has occurred, in the same state where you live. Like you guys who are watching here, you guys in the United States, think about the last time there was a mass shooting in the state where you live. Was it a year ago? 2 years ago? Okay, maybe it was maybe you guys live in a state where there was one mass shooting within the past year. Now, maybe think about, okay, how many people died in that incident? So now, should you be afraid in that state to go around and do your thing because there was one mass shooting incident? See, I don't think that these incidents are the like cause for alarm and fear that a lot of people in the news media would want you to have, because because I mean, let's face it, I think a lot of people, the news media and politicians would love to have a Zack Snyder superhero moment every single day. Well, we're all sitting here huddled, soaking wet from rain and covered from head to toe in mud, and we raise our shawled shoulders and hands up to the sky as we look and see Superman floating down from the heavens like this. I think that a lot of politicians and a lot of people in the media want to they want us to view them as our saviors when really they're not. I think they would be like, oh, you guys should be so afraid because they're gonna be like shooters at every corner. Rely on us, trust on us, vote for us every year, and you'll be fine and you'll be safe. We are your salvation. I don't think that's the case. I think that it's not that hard to find sources of hope. You can put your hope and trust in God. There are also practical things that you can do, such as like arming yourselves, making sure that you're in areas that are fairly and appropriately secure. But I think that there's a lot of people love to jump the gun to either like make people afraid or to push for social change they wanted this whole time, because now that people are emotional, they won't be thinking about it as much, and so maybe they'll let more things slip through the cracks. So that's kind of my commentary on it. That's like, a more like, I suppose, right-wing American perspective on things, McKenna's way. But I hope that also, that commentary on the second half of that whole thing was all opinion. Hopefully that does give you a better image of like what it actually is like on the ground across the entire country. Basically, TLDR, mass shootings are not like these sort of like the epidemic on the level that the news and international media would like you to believe. So that, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. See, if it was as big of an epidemic as they would want you to think, then there would be a new shooting like every week that would be covered. But there hasn't been, has there? I don't think so.
Moved from power. It was very, very upsetting to Russia. Yeah, until someone explained to them that none of the stuff Biden wants actually gets done.
McKenna's way said in the chat. All right, not a bad take.
But despite some hiccups, President Biden has led the country through some really dark times since he took office. The COVID pandemic, the war in Ukraine, the launch of CNN+.
I like all the CNN+.
Don't forget. He's also had some major legislative successes. You know, in his first year in office, I might add. You know, he got a bipartisan infrastructure bill passed that would do everything from fixing America's roads and bridges to modernizing school buses, which Matt Gaetz' girlfriend is very excited about. Don't boo love!
Oh,
Not to mention, no president in my memory has given more marginalized groups opportunities. You know, I'm talking about women, the LGBTQ community, the Taliban, the list goes on and on. And I know, Mr. President, that the left is super upset at you, you know? But I think that they should be happy to know that you just recently announced that you're proposing a new 20% minimum tax.
McKenna's way said in the chat. When is my favorite black conservative Republican gonna review Soylent again?
I don't know. I think the only flavor I have left to try is mint chocolate, but I don't know. I'm trying to cut down some of my debts, so it'll be a while before I get more Soylents, but I'll definitely keep y'all posted, and I might try and do a second parter on the review that I posted because my phone camera ran out of space. My phone ran out of space while I was recording my review, so the thing that I posted is just like kind of like halfway, but it's pretty good.
You could have targeted Donald Trump, but instead you chose to only raise taxes on billionaires. That was big of you. Really nice. Prove me wrong. Show me the taxes. So,
that was kind of funny.
I think that President Biden could do a better job at taking credit for the things that are going right.
Said in the chat. We need more not at newbie vlogs.
Think about
I have some video ideas that are in the works.
If you don't count the Cuomo family. And I will say.
So yeah. Stay tuned. Check out my not a newbie vlogs channel. I'm gonna have some more ideas for things I could do for that channel.
President Biden came into office and he's done well and he's done badly. And in this room, I know there's a lot of mixed reviews. You know, there was a lot of talk about how the president really respects the press. But what has he really done for you guys, huh? Think of all the journalists whose careers have been hurt by the Biden presidency. People like Daniel Dale. He used to be CNN's star fact checker on TV every day. But now, there's barely anything to check.
No, there's tons of stuff to check. They're just not doing it.
Chat. I have a very positive view on plant-based alternatives.
Yeah, I like them too. I think the only thing is I don't know how sustainable it is, ironically. Because what I was thinking was like, oh, you know, like if like some sort of like animals go extinct or whatever, or like there's some sort of shortage, like people aren't able to like farm animals as much as usual, they can just like go to the plant-based alternatives. But I'm realizing the problem with that is a lot of these issues that you see now, they're all supply chain issues. So if the supply chain is jacked up, yes, you're not going to be able to move as much beef as usual, but you're also not going to be able to produce like as much, like for example, Soylent as usual. So I think it's a good idea to have those alternatives because, you know, what if like one part of the supply chain that is sustaining like the farming industry, you know, is experiencing different issues than the supply chain that is sustaining things like Soylent. And so Soylent's able to produce at a rate that like you're not able to produce beef at, then you can still get a meal. I view plant-based alternatives very much like how I view electric vehicles. Is it the primary thing? No, but I think it's a good backup, and it's nice to have the option to do both at the same time. You know, whatever you want. That's kind of how I view it. And I know that it's like an unusually nuanced and you know, not hardcore position to have on plant-based foods. Because I know that people are so used to being polarized, but I think that you could just like look at it and be like, hey, you know, I like eating normal food, but at the same time, you know, normal food can be kind of expensive. And, you know, what if Walmart runs out of Tyson's chicken nuggets? What then? You know, now you have like some sort of alternative that you can turn to instead.
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, I've been actually eating a bit healthier.
Oh no, plant-based
Lennoxo
alternatives
said in the chat, me too.
Oh no, plant-based alternatives aren't like healthier as far as I know. At worst, at best, I think they're as healthy. At best, I think they're as healthy. I think at worst, they're probably unhealthier for you, because there's like two like aspects of the things. It's like, you know, either one, like it messes up your digestive stuff, or two, it's lacking of the nutrients you need, then you end up wasting away. So there's like, if you're going to be a vegetarian, you have to be very careful about like how you do it.
Washington Post. On the way here, I saw him on the street offering 4 Pinocchios for
Mr.
$1.
Pizza
Mr. President,
said in the
that's
chat,
on you.
not a newbie reviews Clorox bleach.
You know, I have a picture that I made where so have you ever seen actually hold on, let me pull this up, because let me see if it shows up if I search it. Rick and
Lennoxo
Morty
said in the chat,
juice.
that is so fire.
Hold on, let me look at this. No, hold on, let me see. Not maybe. Drinking Rick and Morty juice. Okay, so one time I was like drinking the this Rick and Morty juice, and if you've ever seen this, just because of how it works, I think. Yeah, so if you've ever seen this before, it's very like blue. Yeah, so look at that. Okay, so it's very, very blue, and so one time I took a picture of like myself like holding the Rick and Morty like, juice in like my champagne glass.
Mr. Pizza
and
said in the chat, TK17 is returning June 1st.
And I said, this is definitely not Clorox. That's funny. TK17, I was not super impressed with this content, to be honest. You know, there were some things about it that I liked, but like he just didn't seem to be on the level where I'd want to like go back and watch his content again. But if you want like mukbangs and blue Penguin Studios, those 2 grows for you, those 2 grows for me, then go check out TK17 because it's a lot better.
Said in the chat, it looks super THICC.
And what about Maggie Haberman? For 4 years, it was exclusives, huh? On the Russia investigation, corruption. The president doesn't read his daily briefings, on and on. Now look at her. She spends all day fighting with random people on Twitter like a common political reporter. You ruined her, Mr. President. Now, of course, President Biden doesn't often have to deal with the media directly. Yes, that task falls to Press Secretary Jen Psaki. Yes. Glad you could make it tonight.
Mr. Pizza
really glad you could make it tonight,
said in the
Jen.
chat,
It's nice that you're willing
Blue
to come
Penguin
over here and
Studios mukbangs are just gross. But 17 tacos despite gross is hilarious because of how unprofessional it is.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't think that they're particularly hilarious, but what I do like you know, I don't really like a ton about his videos, but what I do like about TK17's videos is that they're informative, because he's not just like nom, 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 the end. Like he's actually like, you know, this is what's inside of this burger, you know? Like it's not just like, oh,
Mr. Pizza
McDonald's
said in the chat, what ma?
It's not like, oh, McDonald's made this Travis Scott burger. Isn't that cool? Munch, munch. Like, no. He's actually like, okay, this is what's in the burger. You know, because that helps you understand what sets it apart from other burgers. And
said in the chat,
it helps you get like an idea for like what it'll taste like. And then he like says like that it tasted good. Now, I really wish that he would have elaborated more about what made it taste good. I'm a fan of like reviews, you know. So I had wished that he had like leaned into that a little bit more. He said it was good. I want to know why.
Mr. Pizza
what about
said
it?
in the chat, we quote him on a daily
what
basis.
about it like actually made it so good, and how about like how the flavors mix together? I don't know. I wish there was more nuance and explanation
said
about
in the
like.
Chat, it's been fun, newbie. Be sure to bring Nikki
I want to
next
see.
time.
I would like to see him like be a little bit more detailed in his like conclusion about how it tastes and why at the end. I think if he did that, I would be willing to sit through the grossness, or at least skip through it to kind of get to the good part and figure out like, you know, how this thing that I probably have never tasted before, how it tastes. Because I think that would be kind of interesting. So he could also appeal to the people who are gross and the people who, you know, also enjoy just like what other people are saying about their own experience.
What, the 10th time now? Let me ask, how do you keep getting COVID, Jen? Like, your boss hooked us all up with free tests. Does he not have your address? What's going on there?
Mr. Pizza said in the chat,
is actually that,
I need to
Jen
ask him to more
Psaki is,
mukbangs.
going to MSNBC.
They're just so funny.
Yeah, apparently just being on C-SPAN, the ratings were too high, and she wanted more of a challenge, you know? Wanted to switch things up. She can't laugh at that. Don't put the camera on her. If it's true, congratulations to Jen on your big career change. But you know, moving to MSNBC is going to be a big switch up for you, because right now your current job is to make the Biden administration look as good as possible, you know, at all costs. Now you're going to be at MSNBC, and you're going to have to, you'll be fine, actually. No, sorry. I don't even know why I...
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, not a newbie doing
By the way,
mukbangs on
MSNBC,
stream
can I
is
just say you
quality
guys are doing great
content.
work?
I would never do that. I would never do that. I would do food reviews though. I would be completely open to doing that if I ever get the money to get the food to review. But no, I would never do mukbangs on stream. What'd you say? No, I'm talking to the chat.
Hi, whoever you are.
Oh, okay.
I love watching your shows. You know, when Trump was in office, your shows were all about how bad he was. And now that Biden's in office, your shows are all about how bad Trump was. Consistency is important. We appreciate that. We really do. Also, shout out to Joe and Mika.
Said in the chat,
I love you guys.
he should have done the Travis Scott review.
In town. I love
Lennox
it.
said in the chat,
So adorable.
J Balvin.
What? And that's why we're really here, people. We're here to honor the media.
Mr. Pizza said in the chat,
let's give it
this
up
Travis
for the White
Scott
House
burger
press
is a
corps. Let's
10
give it
out
up
of
for them,
10.
please.
Yeah, but I was like, why though? Why is it a 10 out of 10? That's what I really wanted to know, and he did not tell me. And that's the part where that let me down. But I think that him saying that he thinks it's 10 out of 10 is a little bit informative, so far as he was just like being truthful and honest with that.
You guys are relentless. Every day you show up, and every day you demand answers on the pressing issues of the day. And then Fox News asks about Hunter Biden. And I'll be honest though, I actually think that's a good thing. I really do. I think people need to be held accountable if they're using their dad's name to get ahead in life. And I can't think of anyone better to ask about that than Peter Ducey. Yeah. Wherever he is. Chris Wallace laughed at that joke. But you see, the real purpose of tonight is to honor some of the country's best political journalists. People like Abby Phillip, Yamiche Alcindor, right? And Mick Mulvaney. I actually get why CBS hired Mick Mulvaney. I get it. He's more than just the guy who assured everyone that Donald Trump would concede gracefully. No, he can also get you access to other people who assured you that Donald Trump would concede very gracefully. It's very important. So shout out to CBS, my corporate cousin. You can actually find us on Paramount Plus. Yes, right between SpongeBob SquarePants and a bunch of movies that even Delta's in-flight entertainment system turned down. But I don't want to dwell on that. I want to dwell on Mick Mulvaney when we have so many other great journalists here tonight. We got Anderson Cooper in the house, man. We got Rachel Maddow. We got Don Lemon. We got Shepard Smith, and so many other huge talents who can no longer be mentioned in Florida public schools. I see you, Ron DeSantis. What's going on, baby? Oh, man. A lot of big media names in the room tonight. Chuck Todd is here. Chuck, you here? Yeah? How you doing? I'll ask a follow-up, but I know you don't know what those are.
What?
Don't boo him. He's trying. Man, these people are mean, Chuck. The Axios team is also in the house.
Axios? How did he say that?
Man, these people are mean, Chuck. The Axios team is...
Axios? It's Axios. Everyone says it's Axios, right? Who says it's Axios? What?
He's trying.
I didn't know.
Man, these people are mean, Chuck. The Axios team is also in the house.
Axios? Is this how black people say it? What?
I mean, Chuck. The Axios team is also in the house.
Okay, that's interesting.
This, Axios is actually Greek for political playbook without the birthdays. Yeah. And Axios got a lot of flack a few years ago for releasing a staff photo that had fewer black people in it than CPAC, but kudos to Axios. They fixed that problem by not releasing any more staff photos. And,
that's one way to do it.
I'm a fan, personal fan. You've been crushing it with those.
With Jonathan Swan, it's not the same as John Swan, right? Are they two different people? I think they might be two different people.
Interviews. Congrats on the award. People are always asking, how does Jonathan Swan get these politicians to open up to him? I'll tell you how. It's the Australian accent. Yeah, American journalists sound too aggressive. What did you do with the money? An interview with Jonathan Swan is like being interrogated by a koala bear.
He's like, oh, I say, what did you, you know, and he owes this money that no, my accent is terrible. He's like, oh, look, there's all this money. And we were trying to figure out where this money went, cause we looked high and we looked low. You know, and when we looked high, of course, we put our heads down because, you know, we're down under. But we looked high, looked low. We couldn't find this money that you spent. Where did you put the money?
But Senator McConnell, don't you think it's strange that you and the devil have never been seen in the same place at the same time? Don't you think that's strange?
Well, I guess when you go to hell, you'll find out for yourself.
NPR is here tonight, one of my favorites. Congratulations on all the work you do. I love Tiny Desk concerts. I just wish you guys didn't always have to beg for money. You know, maybe you're spending too much on those tote bags. Who designs those? House of Gucci? Why not just ask Ivanka which kids make her stuff? Come on. And how about the New York Times, also here? Man, can I just say, New York Times, I did not realize how much you guys like to party. Yeah, I've seen some of you sneaking off to the bathroom to do things you're not supposed to do tonight. Like post on Twitter. Yeah, I've seen that. I love the New York Times, I really do. You guys are the best.
Oh,
some of the
Don
most
Lemon?
accurate, precise reporting and news. You never...
Dude, I haven't seen Don Lemon in like months. Like, you know, has he like gone on hiatus and retired, or is he still on CNN? I mean, they're like that's like basically the same thing.
I love the New York Times, I really do. You guys are the best. You do some of the most accurate, precise reporting and news. You never fail to write down exactly whatever the police have given you to say. Really powerful. Like, is it just me, or does the New York Times keep blaming bail reform on crimes that had nothing to do with bail reform? Like, I'm half expecting to open your newspaper and see a headline, Mets blow 4-run lead due to changes in state bail laws. And you know, it's actually crazy how you guys have been attacked for everything, from your investigations into Trump's taxes to your reporting on the pandemic, and yet the biggest death threats that you received is because there were 2 L's in the Wordle that day. That was wild. By the way, give it up to those New York Times reporters who managed to get those Kevin McCarthy tapes. That was amazing. Yeah, give it up for them. Incredible. You knew how crucial those tapes were, which is why you immediately waited until your book was for sale to tell the people about them. Bravo. Bravo. And you know what I liked about those tapes? Is that the one piece of good news? Is that now we know whether Nancy Pelosi or Kevin McCarthy are Speaker of the House, that position will still be held by someone who believes that Trump should have resigned and was responsible for what happened on January 6th. Yeah, that's bipartisanship. I like that. I'm really excited because the kings of cable are here. Fox News in the house. Yeah, the top-rated news network for the past, what, 300 years? Killing it. And I know Fox has a bad reputation. I even feel you tense up now when I talk about them. They really do crush it.
I mean, they don't have the bad reputation. Like, it's just that everybody else doesn't like them. And part of it is actually probably because since Fox News has shown up, they've been #1. They've been on top. I think a lot of it's like jealousy. The other part of it is just like hating them on an ideological level because, you know, imagine this, okay? How many of the outlets that are here at this event were how many of them are right-leaning? Probably only Fox News. So
news network for the past, what, 300 years?
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, I sent you 3 vids to react to. YTP Fat Bleach, which is a must-see. Lennoxo's vlog and the Starfishy's quality meme.
You know, they actually have really good journalists. It just depends on when you watch. All right? Fox News is sort of like a Waffle House. Yeah, it's relatively normal in the afternoon, but as soon as the sun goes down, there's a drunk lady named Janine threatening to fight every Mexican who comes in. You can't throw me out. I know the real president. How about that Fox primetime lineup, huh? Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham. Their coverage of COVID was really impactful. Their segments about vaccines moved their viewers into the ICU. And congrats to Sean Hannity on becoming the longest-running host in cable news history, by the way. Give it up for him. For real, give it up for him. Longest-running host. Don't hate
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, is Lennox O still here?
Sean Hannity and Ainsley Earhart are actually dating now. Yes. Yeah.
I
actually think it's beautiful to see an office romance at Fox that won't end in a $20 million settlement. Yeah. I'm sure wherever Roger Ailes is right now, he's looking up and smiling.
Looking up and smiling.
Laura Ingraham. Wow. What can you say about her that hasn't already been said by the Anti-Defamation League? Powerful. I'm just sad that Tucker Carlson isn't here today. He's my favorite.
Lennox
What a
O
talent.
said
Tucker
in the
Carlson,
chat,
are you kidding?
I'm still here.
That man's a beast. Who else could fill an entire show each night asking questions that Google could easily answer?
Mr. Pizza said in the chat,
vaccines work?
Lennox, I'm installing
Who really
Apex.
won the election? Who's the president right now? Is this America? Gripping stuff.
Hold on, I want to see the
Google could
invitation again.
easily answer. Do vaccines work? Who really won the election? Who's the president right now? Is this America?
That's good.
Gripping stuff. But you know, if we're honest, people, there's so much happening in the world right now. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, and you just want to tune it all out. And that's why I love watching CNN. Where's Jeff Zucker, by the way? Also couldn't make it? What's happening over there? Apparently, Jeff got fired after he tried to keep his workplace relationship a secret, which is weird because if he really didn't want anyone to know about it, he could have just made a show about it on CNN+. I know, it's so sad. CNN+, gone, but forgotten. You know who I blame? You know who I blame, CNN? I blame John King. That's who. Yeah, John. Your magic wall can predict how...
John King? I didn't even remember John King until he said that. There's so many CNN people who, like, he said their names, and I'm like, oh, wait, they exist. It's so weird how many of these people are just, like, completely forgotten and irrelevant characters.
Every person in the country is going to vote in every county, but it couldn't give you a heads up that nobody wanted more CNN? I mean, they spent $300 million on CNN+. $300 million. Can I be honest, CNN? I think Stanley Tucci was playing you guys. Yeah. No, I think that dude knew exactly where Italy was. And he was just going to keep searching as long as you were paying. $300 million! Do you understand how much money that is? I mean, I do get it. Streaming, they say, is the future. You know, as the old saying goes, you got to spend money to make sure that Chris Cuomo doesn't get into wrongful termination lawsuits. And that's not the only big change going on at CNN. They just brought on Chris Licht, yeah, my man over there, Chris, as the new head of news. Oof. His first order of business, hire a guy who knows how to turn off the breaking news banner. Yeah. What happened with that? Did they just put it on during the OJ chase and then never figured out how to get rid of it? The news is not always breaking.
Sometimes it gets fixed.
But this is an interesting time for the media world. You know, as with many industries, the pandemic was a major disruption for journalists. But I also think it helped humanize you, honestly. You know, millions of Americans watched TV anchors reporting from inside their own homes. Meanwhile, reporters in print media were like, we get it, you have homes, way to show off. And we have to face the facts. The media is in a tough position.
I don't know who that dude is, but his hairline is sharp.
Informing the American public is harder than ever before. You're battling conspiracy theories that the election was stolen by George Soros, that JFK Jr. is still alive, that everyone in this room is a secret pedophile. And that's just what Clarence Thomas's wife believes. It's insane, people. This is truly the golden era of conspiracy theories. Whether it's the right wing believing Trump can still win the 2020 election, or the left believing Joe Biden can still win the 2024 election. Thank you, Mr. President. And so as we sit in this room tonight, people, I really hope you all remember what the real purpose of this evening is. Yes, it's fun. Yes, we dress nice. Yes, the people eat, they drink, we have fun. But the reason we're here
is to remember how many of the people that are in the mainstream media that we have all completely forgotten and have no idea who they are. Here's the thing. The whole goal of this, right, is to have a lot of celebrities here that everybody knows and is like, oh, wow, all these famous people. This is going to be like a roast of like super famous people that we all know, and we're all going to laugh when we watch this at home because, you know, it's all super relatable. You know, like we make fun of like the news anchors that we watch every night, right? But the thing is, I think that cable news, especially, is getting so irrelevant that nobody wants to watch. I mean, that like half of these, nobody really knows like who these people are. Like, okay, here's going to be a great barometer of how irrelevant and quickly dying the news media is. Okay, check this. I challenge you. In 3 years, go to this YouTube video that Trevor Noah completes the complete remarks at the 2022 White House Correspondents' Dinner, C-SPAN, okay? Watch this video again. I know. And, you know, try, and all the names that are spoken, try and remember who those people are and figure out how many of them have gotten fired since then. It's going to be insane. This is a crumbling castle, and it's fascinating to watch all of the bricks fall down.
Is to honor and celebrate the Fourth Estate and what you stand for, an additional check and balance that holds power to account and gives voice to those who otherwise wouldn't have one. And like, I'm not just talking.
I don't know. I feel like China would like find a way to get their
Mr. Pizza said in the chat. We be getting closer to the stuff I sent newbie to react to.
Yeah, but I think I don't know because I feel. Wait, hold on. What are you saying again?
Nice. Yes, the people eat, they drink, we have fun, but the reason we're here is to honor and celebrate the Fourth Estate and what you stand for, an additional check and balance that holds power to account and gives voice to those who otherwise wouldn't have one.
No, but here's the thing. The problem with that is I disagree because I think China would somehow find a way to get their voice out there. You know, even if it's such a desperate play as like buying Musical.ly and bringing it back to life just by changing the name and the icon. They would find some way to get their message out. I feel like.
And like, I'm not just talking about like CNN or Fox or any of the other major organizations. I'm talking about everyone. You know, the young journalists we saw today, you know, intrepid journalists who aren't even in this room in Flint, Michigan, or that daring reporter at the Des Moines Register, or the unflinching local newscaster in El Paso, Texas. Every single one of you, whether you like it or not, is a bastion of democracy. And if you ever begin to doubt your responsibilities, if you ever begin to doubt how meaningful it is, look no further than what's happening in Ukraine. Look at what's happening there. Journalists are risking and even losing their lives to show the world.
You're just like, yes, we are important and we are honest people who guide society.
What's really happening? You realize how amazing it is. Like, in America, you have the right to seek the truth and speak the truth, even if it makes people in power uncomfortable, even if it makes your viewers or your readers uncomfortable. You understand how amazing that is? I stood here tonight and I made fun of the President of the United States.
Mr. Pizza,
and I'm going to be fine.
Said in the chat.
I'm going to be fine, right?
Sandwiches are good.
Do you really understand what a blessing it is? Maybe it's happened for so long that it might slip your mind. It's a blessing. In fact, here, ask yourself this question. Honestly, ask yourself this question.
That's a good point. It's a good point. But I mean, that doesn't mean the mainstream media is good. They're bad.
If Russian journalists who are losing their livelihoods, as you were talking about, Steve, and their freedom for daring to report on what their own government is doing, if they had the freedom to write any words,
said in the
to
chat.
show any stories,
Newbie, is Dwayne The Rock Johnson fat?
No, I just ripped.
Any questions, if they had basically what you have, would they be using it in the same way that you do? Ask yourself that question every day, because you have one of the most important roles in the world. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. Please be careful leaving tonight. We all know this administration doesn't handle evacuations well. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
That's good. Okay. Now, see, I think that Mr. Pizza has been crying and begging me for me to react to these things in the chat. So let's see. Okay, we have 2 videos. Okay, so we have You have fat bleach? What is this? I don't... Fat bleach? That's this interesting turn of phrase there. That'll be interesting to see.
Yo, where you been? Piece of pizza? Huh?
Oh.
Yo, ding dong.
No, that's okay, thanks.
Ding dong, yo.
No.
Yo,
Mr.
eat this,
Pizza
man.
said in the chat, fat bleach is so funny.
Hey, man, what it is with you? You on some kind of diet? That what they teach you getting that little sis they teach you get to school of yours?
Off. Get off me, man. Stop! You ain't fat. You no.
Because you fits where the blue fits.
What is this? What in the world? That's not what I expected. What? I did not know that picture existed. What?
The butt is wide. Just watch your mouth, or I'll spit on you. The word is ass. Sims. Ham, alright. Bust, I'm the pain. I've got more chins for you to take. Cracks.
No, I'm not really a fan of the Chinese, not gonna lie.
What?
Well, I never used a phone booth, and I never seen the toes. When I'm going to the movies, I take up only hose.
What?
To get my mail. Sims.
Skip it up and down up. What? Some of them is funny, but a lot of them was just like very like strange and disorienting. I think no. Now maybe part of it is for me is that like I think when it came to me and like YTPs, because similarly when my my third roommate introduced me to this, like to YTPs. I found them funny at first, but after a while, I was just like wasn't really into them, and I think it's because like I don't know. I think that part of the appeal and what I find funny about it comes from, like surprise. But then after you get used to the format, like it doesn't become surprising anymore. So I feel like I'd have to take a break from watching YTPs to actually find one substantially funny more, unfortunately. But that wasn't bad. There were some genuinely like funny moments in it. So. Let's see, what's this? This is 100 subscriber vlog, my first vlog ever by Lennox O. Okay. Oh, Lennox O, the dude in the chat.
It is currently...
This is cool.
What time is it right now? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 8:15 a.m.
That's good editing. That's not, hold on, let me see.
The time is 8:15 a.m.
That's not the word I thought he said. Applause.
Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. I am tired right now. It's a sunny day outside.
That looks like a nice area.
Naperville, Illinois.
Y'all say the S over there?
Let me go into a room where I can actually talk.
Yeah, let's go. What phone do you use to do the to do your shooting?
Like my pajamas. This is pretty bad.
That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing to highlight. I don't know why you highlighted that.
Should this be in the thumbnail? Just my freaking Marvel pajamas. Oh my god. But I don't have anything planned to do in this vlog. Just.
Oh, this is your first vlog ever. I didn't
know
even.
what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna.
I kind of glossed over that title.
Tour,
Lennoxo said in the chat, iPhone 11.
Okay, maybe it's just because I loaded in low quality because the RAM on my laptop is like would max out if I did higher quality than this. But it seems low quality for some reason. Maybe it's just the lighting or like the focus or something. But I don't know.
And all I have to do is I have to edit some videos, and that's all I have to do. This is just a standard life here. This is how depressing it is over here, and.
Nice.
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, iPhone is not very good, lol.
What are you talking about? The iPhone is fire. When was the last time the iPhone came out with a phone? When was the last time Apple came out with an iPhone with a bad camera? Literally all it is right now is a glorified camera. You know, it's a $600, $1,000 camera. If you think about the iPhone like a camera, the price makes sense, right? You know, you're not going to buy a DSLR camera that's like $1,000 every year. But if you're looking for a DSLR camera, $1,000 is what you would expect to buy. What you'd expect to pay. The iPhone right now is a high-end camera with a smartphone on top.
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, Apple is just not a good brand.
And depends on what you want. If you like products that are ridiculously expensive, with products that don't work, that just work, but they actually don't just work half the time, products that just work, but when they don't work, you can't fix the problem yourself because the either the software is so in the environment is so locked in, or so few people have come across the issue that there's no solution or way that you can solve it on your own. And with hardware that is like designed in such a way that you can't, or at least you're not supposed to, go in and fix it yourself. Then, you know, Apple is the product for you, is the company for you. But if you're looking for a company that lets you customize your products and lets you
Mr.
fix
Pizza
products
said in the
when
chat,
they have
you
issues,
can get a Samsung Galaxy S9 with a
you should
1440p
probably go with a
camera for
company
like
that is not
$250.
called Apple.
Also, I forgot to tell you guys, I actually have a.
But yeah, that's true. This is this phone right here is the Samsung Galaxy S10e, which I got refurbished for $400. It retailed at $750 or so,
chat.
and it has
Josh,
1440, I think. I know. I remember if it has 1440 or 2160, but it does have 4K.
Cat. I think I mentioned my cat in one of my
Mr.
videos,
Pizza
but I'm not
said in the chat,
sure.
I also sent Myism YTP in the React requests.
His name is Halo.
It's short and pretty good.
Nice.
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, Lennox, oh nope. Mr. Pizza said in the chat,
He's 5.
I have an Android.
He is 8 years old, which means that he's.
Also, hold on. Holy frick. Hold on.
56 years old. I think so. 50. I don't know how to calculate that. Please, editor, can you put it there in the bottom, please?
Bruh.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Okay, I will say camera angles matter a lot, and this is what happened when I first started doing vlogs and videos with my camera. I started angling the thing like at my face. Do not use this angle. This is a bad angle to use. You want to use the angle where you can see what it is that you're putting down. If you have the option between showing the plate on the counter or your face, pick the plate. The whole point of this video is to show that you're cooking something, and yet the only thing that we cannot see is the food that you are cooking. It's my that's some advice, but usually you can find a way to include everything. Generally, if you just like back it all the way up, like let's say you have a table that's across from the counter, just put the phone on the table, and then you'll get everything in view.
Look at this, guys. I am such a lucky man. Look at this. Pancakes with bacon and eggs.
I said bacon and eggs!
Oh, another small thing I would recommend doing. I don't even do this on my videos, so I'm not even heeding my own advice, although I should. But compress your audio. I compress my audio for this live stream, and that's what makes it sound. That's what makes it sound like a lot easier to hear, especially when you're farther away or when you're being quiet. So that's like how when I kicked off the season by doing like election coverage and I had to be quiet because like other people were sleeping and whatnot. you were still able to hear me. It's been forever since I've done vlogs in this style.
I be flossing.
Because I don't even edit my vlogs anymore.
I wonder what's for dinner. Pancake. Oh, and bacon next too. Yeah. Screw that. Candy for breakfast. Alright, I'm actually gonna eat this. It kinda got cold because I was busy setting up my tripod over here. Really annoying. Oh, I forgot. Alright guys, I'm gonna give you an honest pancake review. Let's see what this tastes like. Okay, guys.
Okay, no. Please tell me this is not going to be a mukbang. Please tell me this is not going to be a mukbang.
Actually, wait, hold on. Let's put a little bit of syrup, you know. Alright, guys. I'm gonna give you an honest pancake review in 3, 2, 1. That is good. It tastes like watermelon. No, I'm gonna give you an
Wait, what?
Tastes like watermelon. No, I'm gonna give you...
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna join this. I'm gonna make this a meta thing. Like, okay, hold on. That is good. Tastes like watermelon. No. I need to stick it. That is good. Tastes just like watermelon. There we go. Let's go. Okay, that would be fun. We should like make a thing where just like we're all like reacting to that one video, saying it in sync over and over again until it's just like a lot of people. That would be awesome. It's not a mukbang. Yes, I appreciate that. It's very good. It's a straightforward review. Those are the things that I like.
I'm gonna give you an egg taste review. I already ate my bacon already. It tastes pretty good. Tastes like watermelon. I'm gonna give you an egg review. All right, 3, 2, 1. That is good. Just tastes like watermelon. All this food tastes like watermelon, basically. All this
You know, something is wrong. You made eggs that taste like watermelon. For some reason, I don't know why they didn't say that with the pancakes, but yeah.
Watermelon.
But also, what the heck? I didn't notice this before, but I like when I fell, when I rolled my ankle, I must have, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a slight like bruise like right here. I must have bruised or like cut my hand. Or hold on, can you guys see it? Hold on. Maybe if I shield the light, you can see it a little bit better. But that like little line there is like not supposed to be like this one right here. Like that's a cut for sure, and it's like already like starting to bruise, which is good. But yeah, I just didn't know that I actually like got a marking on my hand from that.
Concerned about my mom's cooking. Tastes like watermelon all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this breakfast, and then we start getting to some original stuff now. So yeah. All right, guys. I just finished my breakfast. You can see the plates are gone. I just put them in the dishwasher. Yeah, the plates are gone, basically. I put them in the dishwasher. Now I'm going to take a shower, brush my teeth, all that stuff that humans are supposed to do. And we're going to be getting to the actual part of the vlog where I don't know what it's going to be.
Oh.
I was thinking of doing like a desk tour. But I wasn't wondering if we should set that for a separate video. I mean, I probably might set up for a separate video, you know, because this is the main part of the vlog. It's just to vlog about my life, and I always come up with ideas on the fly. you know, well, behind camera, because excuse me, well, behind camera, because usually when I'm talking to a bunch of 100 people on like my YouTube, like when I'm talking to like 100 people on this video, it's just I can't think of ideas because I'm so focused on what I'm saying and whatnot. So yeah, I'll get right back to you.
Also, it's very distinct because I'm realizing that you're walking in a circle. Like you're just like, it seems like you're just like walking around like in a circle. It's becoming slightly disorienting. Whoa! What? That was worse.
I'll get right back to you.
What did you do?
That's done.
That gave me whiplash. Why did you edit this like this? That was
just finished
jarring to me.
Just finished showering, guys, and now I'm gonna give you my room tour. You know, the room tour that you've been probably asking for 9 decades. So, all right, here it is, everybody. Look at this. Oh, just ignore that. That's my. I gotta fix that later. Yeah. So, this is my room. I know. Now you're probably wondering why I have 2 beds. I sleep with my brother. I know, man. It's quite a small townhouse.
Wait. No, sorry. No, wait, no. I took that too literally. I'm sorry. Hold on.
This is my room. I know. Now you're probably wondering why I have 2 beds. I sleep with my brother. I know, man. It's quite a small townhouse that I have. But let's see, was it?
I took that way too literally. PS4. Oh, nice.
I originally
no,
said,
dude, that's cool.
Oh,
dude,
yes.
that's cool. Okay, the cool thing about this is he has the That's the PS4 and the PS3. Which is cool because that means you could play like pretty much any PlayStation game except for like maybe PS2 games, depending on which model PlayStation 3 you have. Because if you have like the original PlayStation 3, then you can play PS2 games on it. But if not, like still, you can literally play like 3/5 of all PlayStation games, like right now by generation alone. Like that's awesome.
I originally said that I was gonna be doing some more gaming episodes. That still hold to that. It's just that again, iPhone storage is a big issue, especially since I'm making this vlog right now.
You got Linux owned to Fortnite. Oh no. Fortnite, I did not like. Have you watched that latest clip? It went live today. It's about why I hate Fortnite.
Back some stuff, so I'm sorry for the delay. I've been saying, but yeah, I was thinking going back to D2. People that have been watching my videos for D2.
I've heard good things about that.
I originally played Fortnite, but as you know, with Fortnite, it's dead to me.
Good.
And I think what else did I play? I think those were the 2 games. Just used to be Fortnite and D2. That was the only one.
The funny thing about this is also, okay, if you guys watched my last stream and I was reacting to Brett Cooper reacting to Ben Shapiro reacting to Brett Cooper, and he was mocking her for wearing the white Beats headphones. It's literally those exact same headphones that you see, but they're white. So like that's like kind of funny. That like he's like, oh, those headphones are cringe. Dude literally is rocking them. They're solid headphones, I think. As far as I know.
2 games just used
not
to be
the best, but
Fortnite
they're
and
good.
D2. That was the only ones, but now it's just only D2. So yeah, and
also it's cool. Being a two gamer is like really nice, especially if they're like multiplayer games you don't really have to keep up with too much. Like for me, it's like Fortnite. I mean, not Fortnite, Minecraft, and Assault Cube. Like I can just like pick them up whenever I want to and have like no obligation necessarily to like keep up with the story or anything.
I'm gonna blur this.
Why?
Because this is my actual desktop setup. So I might want to make a separate video on that, like I said in the previous few minutes. I'll make a separate video of that. But yeah. Alright guys, so something that you didn't know about me is I actually play the trumpet. So I thought it would be a brilliant idea to introduce me playing the trumpet basically. Because I've referenced that in a video. I've played the trumpet once in a few videos. Once every while. I never like.
Oh, you like The Office? Oh, that's cool. The Office is okay. I need to buy some Office DVDs.
A trumpet before. For some beginners that don't know how a trumpet works, so this is the mouthpiece. This is the mouth. So when you blow in, it's gonna sound pretty funny when you blow it, dude.
It doesn't sound weird for what you would expect that to sound like.
Yeah. Sounds pretty ridiculous. But obviously when you put it into a trumpet, it's gonna sound like this. Standard C. So I'm gonna be playing the first scale, the first basic scale of trumpet, which would be concert B flat major scale.
Nice.
Chef's kiss, man, right there.
That's cool.
That's the most basic scale ever. I don't know what the highest scale is for that. I think it might be concert F. That might be the highest scale. I don't know the notes for that one. I still have to master that. So I can't play it by memory right now. I don't have my scale sheet right now. There's also not only scales I know a few songs. I know how to play you're gonna laugh on it. I know how to play Megsylvania. Some of Megsylvania.
Megsylvania.
But there's some parts I'm still learning how to play. I think I can play it. It's just that I feel like that Megsylvania isn't royalty free, so we'll see. I'll check in my YouTube studio if there's a copyright claim under there. So
I know how that feels.
Okay.
What song
I'm
is
only
this?
playing that much because I am too paranoid that the freaking YouTube is gonna find a way to copyright this.
I have no idea what
Never
song
gonna
it is.
keep
Is that a
it
famous
already.
song?
Like, this guy with this copyright. Speaking of copyright claims, oh my god. A lot of my white TP reaction videos that I've been reacting to have been getting copyright claimed. Specifically the ones that are white TP MV reactions, YouTube music videos. And those have been getting dinged with copyright claims. I mean, obviously, when you get a copyright claim, you're not eligible for monetization, which I guess is not really a big problem. But once I hit 1,000, that's gonna be repulsive. Just having all those copyright claims in my YouTube studio is just gonna be so annoying for that to happen. I think for editing, I should just play my trumpet like a song in the background, and then just implement that to like a video or something, so I don't get copyright claimed instead of just playing the original video. I think that, you know what? I just came up with a new idea. I might do that.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
So dumb, man. All right.
That was a good idea.
So I'm gonna be playing a random song, and I want to see.
Oh, I don't know
if you
what
can try and
Andrea
guess
is.
it. I want to play 10 seconds of it because with YouTube and all. And
ooh, this will be fun to do live.
And I'm gonna see if you could try and guess it.
You literally rickrolled me on live television. This is awesome.
You just got it, boy. Well, there's the song. Try and guess it. I think I already gave the answer already.
That's great.
But yeah, thank you all for watching this amazing vlog. I would record more in my house, but I know I keep complaining about this, but it's the iPhone storage. The iPhone storage is the most critical thing that's been freaking up my videos here. I've been having to.
Okay, here's one thing I would consider doing: live stream to YouTube and do a private stream, and they handle all the storage, and then you can download that video onto your computer. Try that and see if that works. If you need help finding a way to stream it without like a streaming app that doesn't put a what's it called? One of those like transparent things, like a watermark on your stream, like hit me up and I'll give you one that might be available on iPhone, but I do have Android. But yeah, I would try live streaming to YouTube and then just downloading and editing that later.
Tone down the quality a little bit. So, oh my god. Most of this vlog has just been me complaining about things. I'm just waiting until I hit 1,000.
No, complaining about stuff makes for great content.
Oh, that's gonna change, man. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, click on the notifications. Thank you again for 100 subscribers. That's quite the number for 100 subscribers. And YouTube actually thanked me for 100 subscribers. I never thought they would. They were like, YouTube is so negligent nowadays.
Yeah.
That now they're still complimenting their YouTubers with 100 subscribers. So I think it's still kind of fun. But yeah, like I said before, hey, like, subscribe, notifications, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys.
Okay,
Reese's Pieces.
Oh, that's a cool outro. Okay, a couple tips that I would give on this vlog, as far as like the big. Oh, that's crazy. So like you put this on a month ago, and now you this is cool. Okay, you put this on a month ago to celebrate getting 100 subscribers, and you now have 150. That's kind of cool. So you got like 50 subscribers in like a month. That's insane. You're gonna have to do like a 200 subscriber vlog soon. But I think the big thing I would say here is that like there's like a lot of filler in the vlog. I felt like that could have been maybe not filler, but like you could have been like quicker with saying like what you needed to say, or you could have edited out some things that you like didn't really need to say, or that like you took too long to say. And I think that sort of made the vlog drag a little bit. If you had like been like quicker with like the things that you were saying, or you like, you don't even have to be quicker. You can just like edit out some of the pauses. That would help keep the engagement up throughout the video, because like after a while, it's kind of like feeling myself get distracted. But then like when you would actually move on to like doing the next thing, I would like get engaged again, and that's the meat of the video. And that's like the meat of this type of content, honestly. You just have to like bridge the dialogue between event to event well. So I think that if you can like work on editing your dialogue in between the things that you do a little bit tighter, but then still keep the meat of what you're doing when you're like getting up and like going to and fro and like doing these things. You know, you have the bones of like some really great vlogs, I think. So, but that's just my 2 cents. Let's see. So we have ISM's disastrous spoof review, and then we'll be closing out the stream. So here we go. Hopefully this is good. Because I want to end on a high note here.
All of this actually recorded.
No!
Because you too.
I am genuinely terrified. What happened?
No. 1 subscriber. I did Gay Luigi last week. I love drugs. I don't like reaction videos because the Mr. Pizza so much.
What is this from?
We're going to be doing our very first food review. We're going to be reviewing this new M&M's chalk bar.
This new?
I mean, it's just chalk covered in chalk covered in chalk covered in chalk. What the fuck is wrong with you? All right, here we go. Delicious.
Yes! This kid's definitely on crack right now.
Let's go to the main event.
Travis Scott burger. That is so fire.
Now, I don't really like condoms, but today I might change my mind.
You have been stopped.
No, I don't really like Travis Scott burger. Got right. Are you gonna try some of your juice?
Goldy fries.
I wonder what's for dinner.
California Pizza Kitchen.
What are those hand motions? What are those? What are those?
I wonder what's for dinner.
California Pizza Kitchen barbecue chicken pizza.
Time for the rape wave.
What the heck is this? Wait a minute. What? But hold on now. Are you guys telling me that ISM did a review of the...
Right. Are you gonna try some of your
Travis Scott? Come on.
I wonder what's for dinner.
California Pizza Kitchen.
Did ISM review the Travis Scott burger though? Hold on, no, wait, do I have to say it all the way out, right? Microorganism. No, he did. Interesting. Oh, they got commercials for this? Well, how have I not seen these before?
What's up, world? Yeah, you. I'm Travis Scott. This is my McDonald's order. Follow me. Here's my quarter pounder with lettuce, pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, and bacon. Here's my fries. Sometimes I do this.
That's funny.
Here's my fries. Sometimes I do this. Then I dip them into barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, and my Sprite. Same order since back in Houston, and you can try it too. Gotta go. The Travis Scott meal, just $6.
Dude, that's good. Hold on. I didn't know that he reviewed the Travis Scott burger though. What was the video called? Hold on. It was I literally forgot Travis Scott's name for a second. Travis Scott review. Nice. I'll have to add this to my review sometime. That's or at least like to my list of things to review. That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, I missed the train on that event. Unfortunately, but anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in. I appreciate you guys all coming in and staying, because I almost got to 2 hours on this stream. This is around like the time like when I stream now that like I will be like more likely to stream this time slot, because like before I used to stream from like midnight to 2 or like 1 to 3 or sometimes even later, but like now because of work, because of online classes, I'm not going to be streaming at those usual times. If I stream, I will be streaming from 9 to 11ish. Now I know that I started like at 9:30, so now I'm closing it out at around like 11:30, but in general I am not going to be streaming as late, and I'm not going to be streaming as consistently either, just because of my online classes. The time when I would be streaming, I'll just be using that to work on my online classes. So unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to get as much content from me as usual. It'd probably be similar to like I don't know, we'll have to see. And depending on how things go, I might be able to craft a more formal schedule. But just for now, I think all that I can say is like I will be streaming starting at 9 usually when I do stream. Now, hopefully the streams that I've been doing recently are gonna make for enough clips so that the clips channel will continue to have new content to get added. I need to go to some older React streams and download those and edit those. Yeah. So another thing too is like, because I'll be so busy, if the editors could ramp up production, I would greatly appreciate that. Because I'm kind of getting to like the end of the barrel as far as like the clips that I have. Now, all I need to do is download a few more of my streams and then go through the timestamps and make some clips and things. But you know, that takes a bit of time and effort. If you guys could, at the same time as I do that, be making some clips, we could be like literally bankrolling the clips channel with content that could like span like weeks, if not months. So that'd be cool. And if you guys don't have the capacity to do that, I absolutely understand. But in any case, I greatly appreciate you all tuning in, sticking around for so long. This is Not a Newbie, and I will be back with another stream sometime eventually. Thanks so much for tuning in. Also, if you guys didn't notice, I moved my lamp a little bit, because before it was like this, and I moved it like this so that the light isn't as harsh. Because I realized that I think I turned the brightness up a little bit in the presets, and it was making me look washed out. So hopefully this is a little bit better. But anyways, thanks guys for tuning in. I will see you all later.